Doors make me a track star, slamming old school, hand me a trophy, cause I'm gonna beat you, time for you to bring it, if you got it then it's go, oh, probably gonna win it and the loser's going home, give me just a minute, you'll be handing me the gold, oh, so get your game on, get your game on.
Hi, this is Anthony Trezza from thetournamentedge.net, and originally I was going to write a blog, but I decided to do a video blog to demonstrate how I use visual handicapping to my advantage at times, and that it should be incorporated in some of your contests as well. And we're going to go over the Labor Day contest where I fared very well. And I used visual handicapping in one race, in particular, a Del Mar race, to put me in the winner's circle in the $4,000 high stakes game, the $10,000 high stakes game, and moved me into an 8th place finish in the $100,000 stake Derby Wars high stakes game, all on the same day, all around the same time. And so we're going to use the visual handicapping as a tool. And I'll show you exactly what I was looking at, and it only took one race to really put me into a good position to close out 2 of the games and finish really high in the $100,000 game. So hopefully this little video blog will help some of you, at least in the perspective of using visual handicapping when nothing else seems to be working. So at this point, we are in 3 contests. We're in the 100K game at Derby Wars, a $10,000 game at Derby Wars, and a $4,000 game at Derby Wars. And we're looking at Del Mar, race number, I believe it was race number 5 or 6, but that is the, one of the later legs in the contest. So I think it was the 15th out of 18 legs in the 100K game, and it was definitely beyond midpoint on those 2 other games, the 10K game and the 4K game. And we're sitting somewhere off the lead in the 10K and the 4K, but sitting maybe in around 24th or 25th in the 100K game. Is a perfect example of when to spot a long shot. You have a 2-year-old race filled with first-time starters and maybe second time starters. And if I can find a second time starter, a horse that's actually run over the track even better at the racetrack that it's running at, and then even better, even if it's run a what I would consider a so-so race. I think it's important to get that first race out of the way, but that's just me. Some will overlook that for better talent coming right off the bench. So we're looking at a horse here that was 34 to 1. Morning line was 20 to 1. It was a horse that just was screaming my name, and I'll tell you why. We're going to go to the lines first, then we're going to look at some visual handicapping. And the first thing that we notice here is horse's name is Where's the Day? It's a filly. And the Doug O'Neill barn, who at that point was very, very hot at Del Mar, and you also have Mario Gutierrez, who was tearing it up there as well. So big pluses on the 20 to 1 shot. We're going to take a look at the lines on the horse here. We had the one race on August 16th, which we'll take a look at both on side angles and then also a head-on angle, and you'll see what I was seeing when I played the horse, and I think it ended up at 36 to 1. So he ran on August 16th. She ran at August 16th. Similar company. And you can see the lines. It looks pretty flat. Had a little movement here. So we're going to take a look and see how the horse ran. But the biggest thing was, I looked in the comment section here. And we'll blow this up. 4 wide to the turn and weakened. Okay, so, at first glance, if you look at something like that, at first glance, when you're trying to handicap on the fly, you might say, okay, this horse, let me skip it. And, horse weakened its first time out. But you can see after that race, they actually trained it from the gate again, handily from the gate, actually improved a little bit from the previous training session. So maybe they made some adjustments. And the horse actually had a decent workout, 11 out of 68. But, you know, again, looking at that as a whole, you know, the horse didn't impress, and very easily could have just skipped over it. I took it one step further. I went into the race reviews. I was looking, you know, I said to myself, you know, you have a top trainer, top jockey, and the horse actually only went off at 12-1 the first time out. A little improvement on the training. I need to take a look at the race. So we're going to go over to the race and see what I saw that made me put this horse in all 3 tournaments and eventually capture 2 of them and finish high up in the 100K game. So prior to making my selection in the 3 contests, the 100K, the 10K, and the 4K game, you know, the Where's the D filly intrigued me. So I'm going to go into visual handicapping at this point. I wanted to see how the horse actually came out of the gate and, you know, ran. I wanted to, you know, what I'm looking for is some effort, and I want to see the condition of the horse as well, and see what that 4 wide comment really was all about. So we're going to play the race and, you know, basically see what I saw, and here we go. So I'm going to point out where the horse is breaking from the gate. You can see my little arrow there, and we'll see Gutierrez on the Where's the D. You can see it doesn't look like anything specific happened, just kind of racing really wide, maybe 4 or 5 wide as indicated by the comment section of the Daily Racing Form. You can see the horse is a nice size horse compared to the others. I'm not sure if you can see that she is fit, but certainly looks like a pretty strong horse and is moving forward during the race. So right about here, you can see still moving forward. I mean, the race is kind of out of hand at this point, but the horse is showing some effort, riding really straight and taking the command well. And even though she's about maybe 6 lengths off here, horse is actually passing some horses, and Gutierrez right about here just says that's enough. We had our shot and we can't win this race, and just finishes up the race in around 7th and about 9 lengths off. So we're going to go over to the head-on shot in a few seconds, and I think this is what convinced me to actually make this my play. And so we're going to swing on over there now. So here is the head-on shot, and this is basically what 100% convinced me. I'd already seen the side view. I've seen the comments coming out of a good barn, 12-1, Mario Gutierrez, wide open race. This is my convincing factor at 34-1. So here's the head-on shot of Where's the D. You can see he bolts at the gate, goes way wide, and has a tremendous amount of ground to make up here. Almost gets a little interfered with there. And he just has a ton of ground to make up. And to me, raced more than 4 wide for a good portion of the early part of the race. But still finished up strong, as we watched in the early part of the side view. And here she is right here, once again. You know, making some moves around the turns and handling the turns very well. But once again, to watch the head-on shot again, to me was the convincing. Jumps, hops, goes way wide, and has so much ground to make up. And to me, that was the determining factor. I said to myself, if the horse gets out to an early lead or shows the speed that I thought it can show, Gutierrez will get the lead and not look back. And we're going to see the race actually that put the horse on in the winner's circle. So now we're going to watch the race with Where's the D. After handicapping it and picking it as my #1 choice in all 3 contests, in the 100K, in the 10K, and the 4K, it eventually led to a 10K victory, a 4K victory, and a 7th or 8th place finish in the 100K game. And we're going to see that the other important thing is that there's a horse on the outside of Where's the D. That was the other key ingredient. So this horse is running from the 10 hole again. Same barn, same jockey, different result. Horse went off at, I believe, 34 to 1. And we're going to watch the race, and here we go.
Victorious Nicole.
I'll be using the little pointer. There we go.
They roll out.
There's Where's the D. And you can see
Way
it gets
to
out
go
to a
at
good
the
start in the purple.
CC Zip was out fast, so was Where's the D on the far side. Now Escapee in the red colors joins them. Seaside Glory.
And you can see the horse is fit. It's a big, strong horse. Gutierrez has a horse on the lead, out well, and that's what you want from a 2-year-old. You want the a horse that gets it, and at 30, 34, 35 to 1, you just want the horse to be in the thick of things. Once again, Gutierrez has the horse nice and straight. Hasn't even touched the horse yet. Pretty much looks like a walk in the park. Pretty quick fractions. But he's got the lead. She's got the lead. The horse gets challenged a little bit, but has enough to win at 34 to 1. So there's a point right there that the horse got out to the lead. That's all we were looking for, or at least get off to a better start than before. And you knew the horse was moving forward the previous race. And that's all I was asking for on a 30 plus to 1 shot. And, it turned out to be the critical play of the day. So, as you can see, I used visual handicapping to help secure a first place finish in the $4,000 game, the $10,000 game, and finished 8th in the $100,000 game. For a total, I think, prize of around $9,000 I collected on Labor Day. And simply I used one race. You can see we're going to go over the $4,000 game is really made up of about 12 players. So you can see in my finish here that it was the 6th leg of 10 legs, and it netted me $50 on that one particular race, and my final score was only in the 70s. So that one race becomes exacerbated in the standings, and so critical to hit to win the $4,000 game, because there's only 12 players there, and that can really just crush the opponents, and it actually did, and gave me a victory in the $4,000. In the $10,000 game, where there's 30 opponents, I need a little bit more to push, but it certainly was the 9th of 12 legs, and I was able to move up the ladder to around 2nd place, and then I was able to hit another horse right after that, and basically it was all blocking from that point on, and I knew I was going to finish 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, which secured some prize money, and I was able to just finish off the good competition in that race for a $10,000 victory. And in the $100,000 game, again, it was the 15th leg of the contest. Again, very critical. I was cashing all along, staying close, staying in 24th place, 21st place, at one point 12th place, and then you go on a cold streak, and then you need that horse, and it just so happened to be the latter part of the leg. We got $50 secured in. It moved me up to 2nd place, and if I could have only hit a horse in the last 3 races where I went cold again, it would have been a different story. So we finished in 8th place, $1.80 behind TTE co-founder Barbara Bowley, who goes by the avatar Sophia, and she reminds me every day that she beat me by $1.80 in the 100K game. So, in summary, it was a very good Labor Day, and basically due to the fact that I used visual handicapping to my advantage. I saw a race that was calling for a long shot, a classic 2-year-old race at Del Mar. The results at Del Mar had been very inconsistent up till then, and I spotted a good barn, a good jockey, and a horse that had a very troubled trip, in my opinion, and showed some ability, and was going off at an incredible contest price of 34 to 1. And it just so happened that I clicked on it, believed in it, put it in all my contests, and it proved profitable. So hopefully this little segment, this little blog, helped everybody understand that you have your basic handicapping, and when you're in trouble, it's not the worst thing in the world to go to a video replay and check it out for yourself. Use your eyes as a key part of your handicapping. So appreciate you logging on and checking out the tournamentedge.net, and there's a lot more to come as the website develops. And again, appreciate you listening. Have a good day.